stop taking my booze!
No, we have an episode to do, much to my chagrin. Did you do this for my making you record under similar circumstances?
Yes. Now what's the topic?
Another debate about a character, Trixie, and how she acted in Boast Busters.
I said stop taking my booze!
You keep pulling it out, I'll keep taking it.
You can try. But anyway, Trixie. Ah, right. I believe that she was the one wronged in the episode.
She was an arrogant, egotistical little twat!
She was just doing her job as a show pony and a performer. It's her job to boast.
Not to the extent she did.
She didn't start really boasting until she had to deal with Rarity, AJ, and Rainbow's heckling.
She interrupted their day. They had a right to heckle her.
Trixie appeared to be in Town Square, which is a normal place for performers to set up. The other ponies didn't have to stop and watch her, and they definitely didn't have to stay if they didn't like her performance.
What if the pony villains were unaccustomed to random performers showing up for no reason other than to perform? Sure, they may ignore Pinky's antics, but then Pinky is Pinky 24/7, and they'll be used to her. Also, there have been performers for events like festivals or celebrations, but for once there isn't anything happening. Though had she come a week later, there probably would have been some party or another.
Nothing you've said here hurts my argument. If anything, it helps my point that Trixie was the one wronged. You just said that if there was an event, Trixie wouldn't have been treated as badly as she was. That means it was the Ponyville ponies in the wrong, as Trixie had no idea that she would have a reaction like this at the time she chose to arrive.
True, but when Trixie knows that her audience was mostly adult ponies and not the colts and fillies she was likely used to performing for, she would have ended the show and left, particularly with the amount of hecklers in the audience.
This is Trixie's job. Her entire life, as it would seem. You wouldn't ask Applejack to up and leave town just because she tries to sell one Apple product you don't like.
Every pony has some pony who doesn't like what or how they do things, but when an entire town doesn't want you around, that's generally a cue to get out of town.
But it wasn't the entire town. In fact, some ponies in the audience seemed to be quite enjoying themselves. It was the three mares in the front row ruining it for every pony because they had to be bad audience members.
Again, the ponies wouldn't have been expecting it and are unlikely to know that they could leave. They might have felt an obligation to stay and therefore felt that Trixie was taking up time, which would have been better spent doing actual work.
If their actual work was so damn important, then they would have left. And you're saying that Rarity, Rainbow Dash, and Applejack, three very intelligent mares, wouldn't be able to take a hint and leave. Rarity makes clothes for performers. She, if any of them, should understand. They made the conscious decision to be mean and ruin the performance for any pony that was enjoying it. They deserved what they got.
Really? Really? Did Rarity really deserve to have her mane turned into a green rat's nest with actual rats? And did Applejack really deserve to be partially prepared for becoming a roasted pony?
You know what? Yes. Yes, they did. And you know why? Because they were heckling an innocent performer for no reason. Trixie was doing what any performer would do. Make the heckler the butt of the joke, have the audience laugh at them to make them leave. Maybe she went a bit far with Rarity, but she already had to deal with two others and was likely sick of it and just wanted them to leave so that she could get on with the show.
Ah, yes, the show. Possibly Trixie's biggest idiocy. Even though the majority of the audience are adults, she performs as though they're children. She either should have adjusted her performance to suit that of an older audience, or actively directed her performance to any falls in the crowd, other than Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
On the point of snips and snails, Trixie likely hired them to get more foals to come to her performance, and that's why they hype her up so much. Now, I need a drink. Tuxedo Prism, get in here! I need a drink 10 minutes ago!
I'm sorry, sir, but Miss Steele's script here has requested I not provide you with alcoholic beverages while you two are recording. Good day, sir. Mom?
Quite. Sorry, Lightning. No booze for you. And fair enough, but what is the known full population pre-Twilight time? 1 class's worth. Also, please don't call your butler again. This is a closed-door recording session.
He's my butler. He's meant to listen to me, not you. You can't just tell him not to bring me drinks. I don't care if you're kinda hot right now. I want a drink, you bucking jerk.
Episode, recording, and Tuxedo and I have agreed that you are cut off. So can we get back to the episode, please?
It doesn't matter about the amount of foals. Trixie is new in town, she doesn't know how many foals there are. She just needed an audience.
There could only have been a few foals in the audience, as opposed to the half a town's worth of adult ponies wondering what the hey Trixie is doing there. When said shiny pony noticed the number of adults in the crowd, she should have switched to an adult-friendly routine instead of the childish waffle she spouted in the episode.
She probably didn't have a backup routine for a mostly adult audience, but as I've said before, most of the ponies appeared to be enjoying themselves before the main three started interfering.
Any performer worth their salt should be able to make up a new routine on the fly. But there's another glaring mistake. Trixie states that she defeated the Ursa Major in the Everfree. Did it never cross her mind that some pony in Ponyville, a town bordering the Everfree, might go and find an Ursa? And don't tell me she didn't know. She must have looked at a map before coming here, and it would have shown that the Everfree is right next door to Ponyville. I live there for Pony's sake.
You live on the border, and Trixie, like any reasonable entertainer, didn't think her audience was stupid. She talked down to them a bit, yes, but she never could have known that any pony would be idiotic enough to bring an Ursa into town.
The border is still part of the Everfree, but yeah, good point. I never thought I would agree with you when you're as drunk as the devil.
Wait, what? You're agreeing with me? Crackerjack! Bring the breathalyzer! I don't know how drunk I am, but I must be over some kind of limit.
Wait, what?
Out! This is a closed-door recording session. And yes, I am agreeing with you.
You're not gonna ask why I own a breathalyzer?
Fine. Oh great and idiotic lightning flicker. Why do you own a breathalyzer?
Well, since you asked so nicely, I got one too many fines for flying drunk in public airspace.
So, how many of those were from crashing into buildings?
Only 42, I swear!
Right. So, now that we've got that out of the way, it does seem that the prelude to the conflict arose from the main three and their heckling.
I win.
Is that it? Is that how we're going to end this?
You agree with me, so I win. The main three were the ones in the wrong, and because of that caused the events in Magic Duel. But we can discuss that at a later date. Tux, fix me a drink.
No! Tuxedo, Crackerjack, help me on this. No alcohol, Lightning! You're drunk enough as it is.